Regarding a couple of the comments that were made in public forum, we will be looking at off-peak service related to our future investments, and we'll talk a lot more about that. We actually have programmed Jarrett Walker, a book I know one of our board members have studied at some level. He'll be actually leading us through sort of the trade-offs between different kinds of service: express service, more frequent service, more off-peak service. And there are trade-offs associated with ridership with all of those notions and general system productivity. So one of the interesting trends is trying to, and Mr. Burchard mentioned this, which is that, you know, and for example, our Orange Line service, we do terminate it a little bit early, but we extend an Orange Line bus to make those trips continue. So those may be beginning to match the level of demand with the right product. Obviously, Max does a great job during the day, on peak hours, commutes, but the need to, frankly, get the cars back to the barn so there's time to work on them and to have some time to work on the right-of-way all lead us to some sort of focus on the efficiency and producing some time that our staff actually has to do repair and preventive maintenance work on both the vehicles and the right-of-way. So those are some of the challenges, but there are solutions, as noted, and I think what we've done on the Orange Line in order to provide that continuation of service with buses is one of the solutions that we can look at and will as we advance future service plans.
Well, I assume that if you're watching this video, you know who Jarrett Walker is, of course. He is the big guru of the public transportation industrial complex. Everybody loves him. He's quoted. He gets to go all over the world. He goes all over the country. He's done good work. I'm not going to say bad things about the guy. I mean, I had a falling out with him in 2012 when he defended the McFarland secret raise, and I haven't really been able to get over that completely. I still have a lot of problems with that, but now I understand that he is part of this industrial complex. He's an integral part of it. So he has to defend the industrial complex because that's how he makes his living. But, you know, I've read his material. I read a lot of his stuff, and most of it's very good. So I can't really say, oh, Jarrett Walker's just an ass. No, he's not really an ass. He does seem to know his material. The other thing I want to say about this is, you hear what McFarland is saying, right? McFarland and his crew of whoever the hell he's picked make all the decisions about what they're going to do with the tax money that comes into Trimet. They don't ask for public comments or suggestions. They make all of the decisions regarding how those resources are spent. And that's my main objection to the Trimet industrial complex and the public transportation industrial complex, is you have these careerists like McFarland who make all the decisions about the tax money. The citizens are completely locked out of the process, and I have considerable problem with that and think it's one of the reasons that public transportation is such a miserable failure in this country, is because the citizens are locked out of the planning process. You know, the industrial complex basically serves the insiders, all the contracts, all of the high-paying jobs, the executive jobs. You know, we have this huge bureaucracy that has sprouted up with public transportation, siphoning off money that's supposed to be used for service. And they make all the decisions, and we're completely locked out of the decision-making process. And that's
Mr. Board President, were there any questions about that part of or any other observations you wanted to share?
I don't think so. I think the question about the off-peak was, it sounds like we can have an opportunity to really engage in that in a big way at our retreat, is what you're saying.
Right,
so,
and we'll be able to look at the trade-offs.
Yeah,
there's
I think that's
obviously
really good.
trade-offs of any dollar that we put in service. So I think that's an important conversation to have.
Good. Dr. Esmond?
I wonder if we, excuse me, if we can get the figures from the employers in our region who have swing shifts, or what we call in construction world graveyard shifts,
Mhm.
and get an idea of how many of those people we need to help out. I'm sure
And there's our usual Joe Esmond stupid comment.
there was not an overnight
Yeah.
answer, but
Yeah, and I would just note that our service planners do collect that information. We've worked with a number of the employer associations, including Westside Economic Alliance and others, to actually get that data from major employers. I'm also aware of a recent series of work that was done with the Columbia Corridor Association, sort of doing the same thing. So, yeah, absolutely, we do have a lot of that information. Another area where that's come into play, frankly, is service to the Portland International Airport. And while we have great service to the airport through the MAX system, there are limited hours for that service. It's a pretty wide span, but there are a lot of people who need to get to the
Right.
airport, like at 2 a.m. or 3
Yeah.
a.m. And that tends to be a problem for us as well, in terms of service and for those employees.
okay, thanks.
Okay. Other questions? All right, thank you. Yeah.
Well, let me then transition. I'd ask JC and Ryan to come up. But last week we officially launched the new Hop Fast Pass. And notice my button. I'm branded appropriately. JC would be very proud of me. But just to note that this is a system that allows very easy access to our fare system. It allows customers to move seamlessly between Trimet, C-Tran, and Portland Streetcar with one single payment method. It was in all a $34 million project that ended on time and under budget. So we're very proud of that. And as the board knows, we initiated this at a point in time when there was not a lot of public confidence in new big IT sorts of problems, given some of the issues at the state level. With your help and guidance, we had some independent reviews along the way that sort of made sure that we were coming in for a smooth landing. And indeed, it has been a very smooth landing. I have great compliments to our team for the work that they've done in bringing this in. Literally, the launches of these systems in other cities have been, I want to use the term like combat, sort of bloody, difficult in many different ways. And here, barely a ripple, and indeed many customers are really excited about this. And we have some anecdotal information that we'll share with you in terms of its use and customer acceptance. So again, I just wanted to note that we had dozens of our partners in putting this project together at our launch, and it was a very big milestone. We have here Ryan Schaub, our Manager of Fair Revenue, and J.C. Vanetta, our Director of Communications, to give you a little bit of an update on that rollout. So, Ryan.
Perfect.
Yeah, they have a whole big deal with this, you know, a whole big public relations effort. All the media supported them like they always do, and I haven't really heard much about it really on social media. There's been very little feedback on it. There's been some problems. We've seen some problems, but basically it's still an unknown quantity right now. Nobody really knows about this Hop Pass thing yet, and I guess we'll hear our good old buddy McFarland's right-hand man, J.C. Vanetta here. This will be interesting because we don't get to see him very often.
Thank you. Good morning, President Warner and members of the board. I'm Ryan Schaub, Manager of Fair Revenue, and I've been working with Chris Tucker on the Hop Fast Pass project since 2012. He's traveling today and regrets he can't be here to help share this good news. We are pleased to report a very successful launch of Hop Fast Pass. And it's nice to sit here 5 years later and report a highly technical, financial, and regional project is both on time and on budget, as you mentioned. As you know, it's a state-of-the-art fare collection system where customers can seamlessly tap their smart card to pay across the transit systems of 3 agencies, Trimet, C-Tran, and Streetcar. We entered a beta test phase this February and ended in June with over 5,000 users using real money. Overwhelmingly, the testers reported they loved the system. There were a few issues that we discovered in beta, but we were able to address them quickly and get the system ready for launch. More importantly, our testers provided feedback that allowed us to tweak the system and make it even more user-friendly. Beta testers were overwhelmingly satisfied and are satisfied with a system that rivals some of the top in the world, like London TfL. Starting on July 5th, Hop cards were available to the public in retail stores like Fred Meyer, Safeway, and other independent retailers. The following 2 weeks, we focused on training hundreds of store clerks on how to sell cards and load value for those customers. We'll continue to onboard more retailers over the next 9 months and reach out to more stores to hit our target of 500. Plaid Pantry was a welcomed late addition, and they're now in production testing. On July 17th, that was our big day. We officially launched Hop Fast Pass with a very successful media event. It's nice to see Hop reports to viewers in such a positive light. We're very excited for the public to experience Hop. They can load money through many convenient sales channels, such as retail stores, our website, mobile app for both Android and iOS, an automated phone system, regional transit stores, and our call center. Since July 5th, there have been over 100,000 taps on the system by both riders and employees, close to $175,000 in loads of value, and we estimate a few thousand cards have been sold already. The system is intuitive, as demonstrated by the very few calls received to date by our call center. Launch has been seamless, and we are very pleased with public enthusiasm for it. The system will continue to deliver exciting new features in months and years ahead, such as the ability to tap and pay with mobile wallets like Apple Pay, Android Pay, and Samsung Pay, and that's currently in beta. We will be integrating with our ticket vending machines, converting institutions to Hop, and rolling out Hop to our Lyft and paratransit customers. As customer adoption rates increase, we'll touch back with the board and prepare for a full transition away from paper products. Thank you for your time today, and with that, I'll hand it over to you, JC.
Thanks, Ryan. Ryan has the more difficult part of the job. I get the fun part, so let's talk about that. So we did launch on the 17th. The picture showed up on the screen, and we officially tapped on the system. We got a lot of media coverage about it, and it was a great day, a great way to launch. One area that Ryan did touch on was our transition to our corporate pass programs. This is in beta. We have just under 1,000 programs that we need to convert over the next 12 months. We have 5 companies in beta for our monthly and annual passes. PSU, a portion of folks testing the beta this summer term. And this fall, September-ish, we'll be doing the beta test for our Universal Pass program. So there's a lot of training ahead, getting cards into people's hands, working with transit coordinators to get them prepped and ready for this conversion. But we hope to do it all in a year. So the fun stuff. Last time I talked to you, when we went through marketing of Hop, we identified all of the audiences. I actually had a list in front of you, and essentially it's everyone. So with the campaign fully launched on the 17th, we are in full motion forward. We have shipped retail marketing kits. Something like this little box showed up at Safeways, Fred Meyer's, you name it. In it, there's a stand that goes at the customer service desk to tell people that we're transitioning them to Hop. There's information for the retailers. And there's also this little guy, which is a window cling that you'll see in the front glass doors of Fred Meyer's and Safeways. So a lot of work in the retail packaging, So right now the cards are at the customer service desks. In September, they'll transition over to the main, what is that called? The gift card rack at most of those supermarkets. Print and transit ads, we'll talk here in a second, and social media as well. Our campaign, Earned Media, will look at various milestones to celebrate and also to get out the word about Hop. Outreach, which is a major component of our campaign, and the Trimet Ticket Office, which we actually gave an informational upgrade with our Hopsters and our Hop branding. We are doing all of this in 3 various tranches where we saturate the market with ads. And after Labor Day, we will come together as a team, reassess our messaging, and see if there are any tweaks that we need to make. So what we're doing is building awareness around the Hop brand and promoting the benefits. It truly is. So you'll see these ads in print, all of the various community newspapers, our transit ads. You'll see a wrapped Max train, various ads on our buses and interior our channel cards. Digital ads on K2, Coin, and the like. Streaming, we're trying Hulu, YouTube, Pandora, Spotify. So we're really reaching out to those folks who might be technologically savvy. obviously broadcast and cinema ads, and then also social media ads. And here, let me just show you this little guy because this is a 15-second ad. We are actually going with 15 and 6-second ads. You might think 6 seconds, what can you actually say in 6 seconds? But you'd be surprised. In YouTube, that's actually what they recommend. This ad is going to be on broadcast, and it's actually a 15-second. It grabs people's attention also because of our colors. So you'll see we've also begun to have a little bit of fun with our marketing campaign with the Hopster, and that's what he's actually known as. And again, the colors, all of the graphics, and the shortness of these commercials grab people's attention and it gives us an opportunity to talk with them. Much like what we're doing in social media, completely engaging with folks in social media, obviously touting the benefits. We are promoting the events where we're giving away free hop cards. We're also having contests where people can enter their names for a hop card with actually money on it. All of these give us a chance to talk about the benefits and to engage people one-on-one. And so this little guy, again, we're having fun with the creative that we've developed. And this guy, it's an animation that we use on Facebook and also in Twitter to just to have a little fun and to grab people's attention with it. So outreach is a huge component of our efforts. We have 100 events planned for the Portland metro region where we're talking to people one-on-one. We've already done 21 events so far. We have pop-up events scheduled where we're giving away cards at high-traffic areas, Gateway Transit Center, Sunset Transit Center, and the like. 500 cards given away, 150 to Hispanic community members. Elders in Action is a huge partner of ours for outreach. We have 20 events planned just with them. We're also looking at our multicultural outreach contractors, bringing on CBOs, community-based organizations, to help us get cards into the community, and distributing also through church networks. So we're using every available option to us. We also are working with Ryan with 8 planned ticket exchanges. That means you bring in your tickets, we give you a free hop card, we put the value of those tickets on a card, and you can walk out the door and start using the system. So what are we doing next? Continuing, obviously, all of this has just gotten started with the launch, our wide-scale marketing efforts.
Well, I've seen how much effort's being put into this, but now I'm really seeing how much effort they're putting into this, and it's, I don't know, it's pretty incredible the amount of time and effort they're putting into this ticket system. You know, they don't put this kind of time into anything else, but they sure are really pushing this thing.
Continuing our outreach events and onboarding even more community-based organizations to help us out and to distribute free cards. Obviously, continue transitioning our monthly pass programs. We're going to shoot for 50 transitions a month. We'll be promoting the open payments when it launches. We'll also be working on marketing efforts around the Lyft paratransit transition, which will be big. And we'll also be working with John Gardner and his team to develop marketing efforts around our HOP low-income fare program. So I just wanted to, this is the last slide, and I just wanted to bring you and show you some of the reaction that we've gotten. And I've actually taken these quotes off of one of our Facebook pages. And all good stuff, how people are loving the HOP. And I will say this, it's really fun to see our beta testers, our 5,000 beta testers. We have created an army of consumer advocates for us, and they have actually been responding to most of the comments because they're like, oh, hey, you need to do it this way, or I found it successful this way. So through these little comments, I just want to point out the second from the last, and it says, I have really been liking it. I have caught the max a few times, and I forgot to scan, but scanning on the bus was super easy. Just so you know, we are aware that we're changing people's habits because now everyone has to tap their card every time they board. So we are looking at ways to remind people to tap, whether it's a decal around the reader, is it a sign on the bus, something to help remind people to tap. And finally, the last one, Only thing I don't love is I can't use it on the tram. And this just speaks to the convenience people are seeing in the system, in the card, and what we built. And so I think that is a testament to what we have done. I also dare say that we've created a monster for ourselves because people will want to use it everywhere else. So I'll gladly take questions.
Yeah, whatever, whatever. Yeah, it's wonderful. Everybody loves it. You've done a very good job, Trimet, manufacturing consent for this. They're very good over there at manufacturing consent. I'll give them that credit. Them and their quote, media partners, unquote, know how to manufacture consent around this area. And they've been doing it with this. I was never a fan of this. I think it's a waste of money, but of course all the other transit districts have some kind of thing like this, so of course TriMet has to have it because that's how all these transit districts function. They all imitate each other and do the same programs, and $34 million is a lot of money that could have been actually used for direct services or new buses or amenities for bus riders or whatever. And I just see it as another capital project that really wasn't necessary, but you know how it goes. Capital projects is the number one thing over at TriMet.